I wanted to talk to you about Trillium Coves in Prior Lake, Minnesota. What's cool about this is not the fact that in 2017 we used VR at the meetings to show immersive experience and how it would feel when you were in the development, but instead the following stuff is what's really cool about the development.
Trillium Coves is about how the methods that are prescribed in the book Proferbia solve major problems to create a better neighborhood. The original 108 lot layout went through the entire preliminary plat approval process, and then it was abandoned when the engineer's estimate for the earthwork was at $2 million, adding about $18,500 per home. There were bigger problems. A half a mile of non-fronted minor collector, which is approximately another $2 million, showcasing sides and rears of homes to the marketplace. A cookie cutter. There's nothing about this development that would set it above any competitor in the area. There is no dedicated walking system. In the topo, this rigid planning that's so common requires a massive amount of earth moving. When we design a neighborhood where earthwork is going to be an issue, before we deliver the first concept, we balance the earthwork first. And also we design the earthwork to have the least impact on the trees. We create a more efficient street pattern. We're fronting the minor collector. There isn't enough traffic on that minor collector to warrant not fronting it, and all intersections are at the outside of the curve, which means they're three-way intersections and the sight distances are excellent. The other system is environmental, not just from a grading, but also to add ponding to existing wet areas. And saving the trees again, we're not changing the grade where trees are. By using grading as a guide, we position each home to meander the streetscape and enhance the sense of space from within the home. In other words, the angle relationships from the homes increase the sight distances. So not only does it feel less dense along the street, it feels less dense when you're looking out the window. The main trail links are designed first, with the sidewalks afterwards. This way we have a dedicated pedestrian system now on this site because the topography is so busy. We did not design the pedestrian system first and then design the site around it like we typically would do. The last step? Well, the last step would be the lot line. Typically, that's the first step in the planning process. But if it's the first step, then all these other areas where we should be concentrating on are forgotten. They're simply an afterthought. So when we look at the numbers, we've nearly doubled the density with 15% less total public street. But that's not the big thing I was going to talk to you about. So here's the really super cool part. On the left is recent drone footage of Trillium Coves. On the right is the exact file that we presented in 2017 of what the development will look like when it's built. Now, of course, the architecture is slightly different, but as you can see, the two plans are almost identical, save for a couple landscaping features. Now, keep in mind that we initially ran the grading before the civil engineer got it. It was engineered by Westwood Engineers, and you can see how great of a job that they did. Now, notice on the lower screen, there's no lots where there's a dip in the ground, where Westwood was able to put homes in there. So either we had some bad topo data and that dip wasn't there, or that's what I suspect. But other than that, the site is like 99% what we represented, and then what's built is almost identical. On the lower part, you can see the townhomes. It's almost identical. And what we do in townhome design is we don't want this rigid cookie cutter lined up soldier buildings. We want to break it up, add curves to the pavement, and add some excitement. You can see the meandering walks are held. Again, Westwood Engineers did an excellent job on keeping the plan. However, if we didn't do precision concept plans at the beginning, none of this would have happened this way.